Welcome to Your Anime Senpais.
I'm Richard.
And I'm John.
Today, we're going to talk about Goblin Slayer Episode 7.
And Sword Art Online, Alicization Episode 7.
Yep, full spoilers ahead. Let's get started. So, John.
Yeah.
Sword Art.
Exactly.
We're still in the real world? What's going on?
So last week, we gave all those details from the real world.
Yep.
I didn't really enjoy it. I mean, I enjoyed the fact that we got filled in, but I didn't really like the fact that we just kind of got over-informed. Anyway, so I like the fact that, and let's just kind of go through the high points. I like the fact that we're back in the virtual world. We stayed there. It was nice, although 2 years it went by.
Okay.
We're missing out on some details, but oh well. Kirito kind of goes through and he catches us up today. He goes through and lists different things that he's learned, went through different things like that. I enjoyed that. One thing to point out in particular I thought was a key point that's probably going to play into the future of this series was the fact that in this world, your will to win actually is one, I guess, stat that influences you almost as much as your level. So if your will to win is higher than the person you're fighting, you might be a lower level or, a little bit under or maybe even the same level, but there's a higher chance you'll win with, your higher will than that other person. So really, really interesting feature that they introduced to this series. So just kind of moving on, I like the fact that he's a page. He's kind of back in his learning role. He's not the all-powerful Kirito yet. So we also learned that he went and he took a branch from the Gigas tree. I thought this was kind of interesting. They took it and he took it to a blacksmith. This is what he had on his back in the bag, I guess, whenever he left town. He took that branch to a blacksmith, which really didn't make much sense,
Right.
but from this branch, he crafted a beautiful, super strong black sword, and it was a nice relief to see he's got his black sword back. So at least somewhat familiar things. Moving on, Kirito's senpai is going to be graduating. I like the fact that they had this nice little interaction between them. You kind of got to see their relationship play out a little bit as they were talking. A little bit of banter early on in the episode. They had a practice match, and you could kind of tell, or she could kind of tell that Kirito was holding back. So, of course, I like the fact that, Kirito's like, well, you wait till, he doesn't tell her that he's going to get the sword, but he's like, you wait till tomorrow and I'll show you my true abilities. And so I like the fact that we're setting all this up, but I wish it were, in this episode.
Right.
I wanted to see the fight now. Anyway, so after all this goes down, I like the fact that he was super pumped. He got his black sword. He went out into the woods somewhere. I guess it was a day of rest, so you're not supposed to be doing any work, anything like that. He's out there to swing his sword, and he's able to do special moves that I guess he's never been able to do in other games or previous VR worlds, which were pretty amazing to see. And Lord Levantain, the highest ranked, I guess, person, fighter in this school or whatever he's in, kind of sees him, comes over, I guess gets too close while he's doing some kind of move, and Kirito splashes dirt up on him. And of course, it leads to the end of the episode where, they challenge each other to a duel, and that's where the episode ends. We're going to get this duel next episode, but that also leads to the one downside I had of this episode was the fact that nothing really was accomplished. It was, we were informed about stuff again. We kind of got to see a little bit of interaction, but I was left just wanting more. And next episode, I guess. I mean, that's really all I can say about this episode. So really, I'm just gonna kind of give it a meh. It's not an episode I would go back and be like, oh man, I wanna see that episode where he just waited around till he's gonna fight someone. No, I want to see the fight. So anyway, so let's dive into Goblin Slayer.
So Goblin Slayer. Well, first we just kind of put a note here, so we start off with a bath scene, I mean, I guess that's
In
okay.
Goblin Slayer?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like I understand why it's there. I understand
Mm.
there's the interaction between the two characters and kind of sets up what happens later. But I mean, couldn't we have that interaction somewhere else? I mean, I'm not opposed to fan service, but okay. Well, anyways, whatever.
Mm.
Let's move on to the big highlight for this, and that's the battle in the catacombs. So,
Hmm.
man, was that an intense fight? Let me tell you something. Like, really got to see our brand new party. Like, you know, I want to say brand new, but we've seen them in a few battles. But this is their first battle where they really had their backs against the wall. Like it was looking pretty rough. I mean,
Really?
against the ogre or whatever, that was pretty bad too. But they really were in a bad spot in this particular point. So like you know, they were fighting, and then we could tell like the Goblin Slayer is like kind of the backbone for this group because as soon as he goes down, as soon as the Goblin Champion just like swatted him away into that crypt, like it was like everything just kind of fell apart from that point. Of course, now you could I guess blame the priestess for this because she was the one that kind of like when she saw him go down, she just kind of had this panic attack and protection went down, and then the rest of the party was exposed. So I guess some people could blame her, but you got to think, I mean, she still got PTSD from the very first episode, which was crazy in itself. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't really get over something like that. And two, she's only got a limited time to hold protection in the first place. So, and that's already been
Oh.
established before. So,
Hmm.
regardless, it was going to go down no matter what. So as I said, the Goblin Slayer, he's kind of the backbone of this group,
Hmm.
and he's an expert in his craft, but he's not perfect. Like he's even said in this episode in particular that you know there's people out in the world that are much smarter than he is in a lot of different things. But what makes Goblin Slayer himself interesting is the fact that he could take these things that
Hmm.
he's learned from other people and apply it to his own craft.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that being said, though, even despite that, doesn't make him perfect. He can't foresee every little thing that's going to happen. Things go wrong like they did in this episode.
Hmm.
So, but you know what? Even though he got knocked down by that Goblin Champion, even though he was probably like bleeding out, uh, he summoned the will to just get right back up and do what he does best: take down some goblins and choke out a Goblin
Champion.
Champion with
Hmm.
a dead person's hair
That's
and even like rip out their eyeball. Just like just if
all right.
that's what he does. So yeah, in any case, that's pretty awesome. So uh, now I will say though, at the very end was kind of jarring a little bit. The very end rather,
Hmm.
where they managed to chase away all the different goblins and whatnot, and even the goblin champion kind of ran away too. But the party's kind of recovering a little bit. High Elf had a really terrible experience. Not episode one terrible, but it was pretty close. It was getting there.
Really?
Yeah, if
Hmm.
things went on longer, it was going to get to that point. But
Wow.
okay, so yeah, we see the party just kind of recovering, and then the canary, we just kind of just watch them, and it just kind of watches them for like a minute and a half, and that kind of was very jarring at first, but then once I read the comments and understood why I was there, because apparently Crunchyroll or somebody like messed up somehow. There were supposed to be credits rolling at that time, but for whatever reason
Hmm.
they didn't do that this time. But in any case, just watching it that first time though was kind of jarring because I was just hearing like, okay, is this going somewhere? Because all they're doing.
Very, very ominous watching
Yeah,
or
yeah, just
something.
kind of just watching them, and
Hmm.
they're not really doing anything. You would think that maybe they'd be packing up or doing whatever, maybe doing some healing, but no, they're just all kind of sitting there, and it's the canary's
Hmm.
just watching them. It's like, okay, well, thanks, guys. So, but that being said, just very minor things, and overall, I would say this was a fantastic episode. Again, it was very had me on the edge of my seat, even though I know the results of
Hmm.
it, everything, but it had me on the edge of my seat. It's just like, oh man, is this
Yeah.
is this going to end really bad? But in any case, but yeah, thumbs up, good episode, and yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. So, John, we good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us.
So yeah, that's possibly the best anime I've ever seen.
The best.
Yeah, the best. You need to check it out.
Okay, you know what? I'll check it out right this second.
Oh,
right now.
Let's
right?
go watch it then.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go watch it, guys.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, hey. If you like this video, go down there and hit the like button.
And you know what? While you're there, there's a subscribe button and a notification button, so whenever we post a video, you guys will be notified.
Yeah, and even further below that's our comment section. So go down there, share your thoughts on this video, and let us know what you thought about it, and give us some feedback.
Yeah, but please just keep the spoilers to a minimum, please.
Yeah, and thank you guys for watching.
We'll see you next time.